to Nanjing, a key metropolis in China's history and the capital of the Jiangsu province on the central eastern coast of China. Proud host city for the inaugural FIVB Volleyball Nations League. Day 3 of our VNL finals here in the Nanjing Olympic Centre. Fantastic Friday, we're calling it, because we got our second world-class encounter coming up as two superpowers of women's volleyball host China, the Olympic champions, take on Brazil to decide the semi-final pecking order in Pool B. Well, China got off to a solid start, 3-1 victory over the Netherlands in Pool A, and with easily the strongest lineup that they've fielded in the VNL so far this season. Zhu Ting in your picture, one of the stars that we'll see in action today. And Lang Ping has really called in the big guns to try and claim this inaugural title on home soil here in Nanjing. But just like in 1984 Olympic gold medal winning team, which Lang Ping was a real star player of, the reigning Olympic champion squad also has a star performer, and the woman that I just mentioned, Zhu Ting, is that person. And many of them comparing them to the Chinese coach in terms of her on-court prowess. And China's only concern this week will be just how one-dimensional the team is if Zhu Ting keeps doing the kind of work that she did against the Netherlands with 36 points to her name. Well, Brazil made an impressive start to their challenge for the inaugural FIVB VNL title by brushing aside the Netherlands yesterday 3-0. And like their opponent, China, they can set up a semi-final showdown with Turkey with victory today. Coach Zé Roberto was delighted to welcome back the talented wing spiker Gabi to make her VNL debut following knee surgery. And after an impressive all-round performance by the rest of the squad in Game 1, it looks like Brazil are handling this tricky post-Rio transition with their usual world-class style. And let's not forget, it was China that knocked Brazil out of the Rio Games in the quarters. Brazil haven't forgotten. Now then, a little look back at our games earlier on in the VNL. China taking that 3-1 victory over the Netherlands. Looked good all the way through, but Zhu Ting's fabulous contribution can't be overlooked. And the rest of the Chinese team are really going to have to come to the party today in support of their star captain. Delight then for China, getting their account open very nicely against the Dutch. And I'm afraid the Dutch didn't recover from that initial loss. And going into their game against Brazil, they knew it was going to be tough. But this was a very, very competent performance from this Brazilian team. Everybody contributing equally. Good all-round performance, both at the net and in backcourt. And Brazil just destroying the Netherlands on the day. And in terms of what we've seen already today, well, we were looking forward to our first fixture, but the USA got control of the game against Serbia and knocked the Serbians out of the VNL finals. So the USA go through. And now they'll have to wait to see who they're going to play in the semi-finals. And that's confirmation of the results so far, those results for both China and Brazil that I talked about earlier. And then that impressive 3-0 win for the USA this morning. So they're just going to have to wait and see who they face coming up, and it's going to be a team that they've beaten on both occasions. So USA beating China and Brazil in the lead up to the finals, so they'll be comfortable with whoever they have. Confirmation that USA and Turkey, brilliant performance by Turkey to get through to the semis, and now it's just about the pecking order in Pool A. Will it be China or Brazil that go through as the top team? Coin toss, Zhu Ting just quickly confirming with Lang Ping, the coach, what she wants her to do. I think they've said which end they're going to go. And Brazil going to take the service. So Zhu Ting, captain of China, and the setter and playmaker for Brazil in the number 9 shirt, Roberta Silva Radska, the captain for this Brazilian side. Well, in terms of their Nations League battle that they had earlier this season, 3-2 victory for Brazil, but it was a very good game. And in part, I guess, some revenge for that heartbreaking quarter-final defeat, but with a very new set of players on both sides of the net, and China not certainly fielding the kind of strength that we're going to see from them today. So Kira Michael alongside me, GB Olympian and professional volleyball athlete. What are we looking forward to today? What are we going to see?
Hello, Simon Golding. Nice to be here. I'm expecting a pretty good match. I have to say they've both got some star players. They've both got some power. Zhu Ting on the one side is definitely the player to watch, and I think if she can perform, China's going to be looking good, and it's just a question of whether Brazil can stop her.
Well, some great head-to-heads out there on the court today. And let's just take a look at the couple of athletes that we've picked out for you. Zhu Ting and Tandara for China and Brazil. Well, Tandara's contribution and Zhu Ting's contribution astonishing, but it's not just about one player. There are other superstars out there. So Yuan, 21 years of age, in the #1 shirt, tallest Chinese player in that middle position at 2 meters and 1. She'll be looking for a big game today, particularly in the block. Trying to stop those wing spikers for Brazil will be important. But Brazil also have a couple of very good middle players in Ade and Ana Beatriz. So she'll have a game today on her hands, and she'll be looking forward to the challenge at the net. But blocking for Yuan on this Chinese team is going to be very important indeed today, and any of those extra bonus points they can find will be special. For Brazil, well, they've welcomed back Gabby from knee surgery for her VNL debut in yesterday's game, and she played really well. I thought she looked very stable through the outside, Kira.
Yeah, definitely. You wouldn't know looking at her that she's just coming back from a surgery. Yeah, super strong attacks, little off-speed rolls like that. She looks comfortable. She looks like she's on fire. She's ready to go today.
And fundamental to this Brazilian challenge, if they get the ball into the setter, they can open the middles, but they've also got 2 wing spikers that take pressure away from Tandara.
Yeah, absolutely. Huge power out the wings, but if, as you said, if they can get the ball into the middle, there's some power there that's difficult to slow down and stop as well.
Well, the players just going through the final part of their preparation. And about 45 minutes of warm-up time, stretches and cardio, and then they move into actual pepper, as we call it, so just knocking the ball back and forth between the players. Then into the most spectacular part of the warm-up, where they start hammering the ball over the net, and there are some players that can bounce this ball off the floor way up towards the ceiling. And then they finish with some services, and services are going to be very important to both teams today, and probably more importantly, service reception. How they deal with that service pressure is certainly going to be important. So the players ready to go now, and as we always have in the VNL matches, it'll be a case of the players heading out onto court with the officials, and they will be joined by their national flags ahead of the national anthem. And that's when I think we'll start to see the atmosphere here in the Nanjing Olympic Centre really starting to build. There's a fantastic crowd in to support a team of Chinese players that are superstars in this country. There's no doubt about it. And in particular, the coach, Lang Peng, and the new star on court, the captain, Zhu Ting. And that's the player that China will be looking for today to deliver a great result ahead of the semi-finals. Well, Brazil, as always, doing things in their own time frame, but we are ready to go. The Brazilian team will be joining us very shortly. Great match in prospect.
Yeah, should be some high-level volleyball here. I think everyone's expecting it, but we'll keep saying it. I think it's going to be a 5th setter.
Here we go then, both teams on court, flags on court, and it's time for the national anthems.
请全体起立，奏国歌。
First, the national anthem of Brazil.
奏巴西国歌。
breakout moment for the Brazilian players. Another big day for them as they continue their push through to the next Olympic Games.
Of China.
奏中华人民共和国国歌。
Not that this Chinese crowd need much encouragement to get behind this team, but the anthem usually does it, and they are on the edge of their seats, hoping against hope China can repeat their performance of a few years ago in Rio. And they knocked Brazil out in dramatic circumstances, and they've got a strong team here in Nanjing. Let's meet the officials then before we meet the starting sixes. Vladimir Simonovic of Serbia, been an FIVB official since 2009. And he'll be taking the stand to be the first official. Second official down on the floor, Patricia Rolfe, Patty Rolfe, as she's known, the Minnesota-based US ref. One of the most experienced female refs in world volleyball. Been on the circuit since 2003. Well done, DJ. Bit of Lenny, an American woman. For Patty Rolfe. Definitely is time to meet our starting sixes for the game, and you know what, I wouldn't be surprised if we've got virtually identical lineups to their first two games. They played so well, Brazil and China. And there we go, Gabby looks like she's going to be coming out onto court in that outside hitting role. Ade through the middle, 31 years of age now, but looked very impressive yesterday. The playmaker and captain, Roberta, standing in for Danny Lin, who we are assured will be back for the World Championships. But Roberta doing a pretty good job so far. Gabby back from knee surgery and back on court and playing well, and her fellow wing spiker in the number 13 shirt is Amanda. Is the player that Brazil go to when they're in trouble. Tandara. Phenomenal points haul coming into these finals in the number 16 shirt, the opposite spiker, and there's the other middle blocker, Ana Beatriz. And finally, impressive game yesterday, both in pass and defence. Suelen Pinto just has an uncanny knack of being in the right place at the right time, but a lot of that is to do with the kind of preparation that this man, Zé Roberto, the Brazilian coach, puts his team through. Video analysis key to how they set up for each game. So that's the Brazilian starting six. Now time to meet the Chinese starters, and again it's a case of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Some impressive performances in their 3-1 victory over the Netherlands. And listen to the reaction from this crowd. What did I tell you about the superstars of this team? In the number 1 shirt, their tallest player, Yuan Xinye, the middle blocker. Number 2, the captain, Zhu Ting, will be key to China's performance today. In the opposite position, it's Gong. Great athlete, Gong. Didn't have a tremendous amount to do the other day. Second top scorer, though, against the Dutch in the number 10 shirt, Liu Xiaotong. Really underpinned a lot of the performances in the 5 weeks building up to these finals for China. And also out there on the floor, Yan Ni, the other middle player. And number 16, the setter, Ding Jia, 28 years of age, from the Liaoning province team. And Lin Li gets the nod ahead of Wang Minxi in the libero position. And there is the legend, that is Lang Ping. She'll be delighted with the comparisons made between her and Zhu Ting, because if Zhu Ting gets anywhere close to the kind of career stats that Lang Ping had, then I think we're looking at a superstar of the game. Let's take a look at those sixes then with Kira.
Yeah, confirmation of the last game where you saw the same players out on court, and why would they change much? You've got 2 awesome blockers in the middles and Tandar swinging out the opposite. Same thing for China, not much to change. Happy with number 1 and 17 in the middle. Big blocks today. I'm expecting a lot of monster blocks from them.
Monster blocks will be on the menu, I'm sure, along with the old mega rally, and I'm sure a super spike or two. Plenty to look forward to in this one. Players ready, coaches ready, referees ready. And Roberta will serve to get this one underway. Best of 5 sets, Brazil versus China to decide the winners of Pool A. Away we go. And a block straight up. Brilliant work from Ade through the middle.
That's a great way to start the game. Make your presence known. Let the attackers know, look, you're going to have to go around me if you want to go past me. Great job in the middle.
Quick word shared between Lang Ping and her assistant coach or manager, Lei Yawen. 1996 Olympic silver medalist in her own right. Lots of experience on both benches in terms of previous playing. Good feed from Roberta to Tandara, well picked up. And Zhu Ting into the action. Gabby can't get a jump on that because the setter was in the way. And Zhu Ting is stopped by Tandara. What a rally. Free ball, Brazil, coming down with ice on it. And a tip for the kill. Well, Sue Ellen was a bit lucky with that pass. That came down from so high in the rafters.
Yeah, a bit of a sky ball, free ball, if you will. Yeah, that's the thing. She just, the Chinese on the other side had to say, look, if I'm going to give a free ball, I'm going to give a difficult one. So I'm going to put it way up in the air, make the libero think about it. And then by the time she comes to attack.
Net touch from Gabby, though. And the challenge not required because the referee's going with that. Second official doing well. Paddy Rolfe spotting that net touch. Ball was still live, and China get the point. And get the subsequent points. Overpass from Brazil.
Super service pressure. You won't see a lot of overpasses, I don't think, from Brazil, but it's a good way to start for the Chinese.
Chinese service has always been good. Very good at targeting specific players, specific areas. Good call, though, from the Brazilian passing unit. Realised that serve from Yuan was going long. Missed week 3, I think it was, of the VNL. Away on duty with the army was Yuan. Still a serving officer. Good hit. And that's important today. Gong and Liu have to contribute through the wings along with Zhu Ting.
Yeah, definitely. Zhu Ting is going to be the big point scorer. She's absolutely one to go to, but they have to sort of balance their offense a little bit if they're going to get past this Brazilian defense.
Just as we expected, high power start to this match. Ding, the Chinese setter, with the serve. Amanda blocked. Chinese chance here. Zhu Ting tips it. Oh, good pick up from Amanda. And we play on. Gabby from the pipe position, can't get a swing on that. Zhu Ting goes again. And it's long. Zhu Ting wants a touch on the block reviewed here. Might see a challenge from China.
Good rally, good defense on both sides. Lots of pickups. But a couple of tips that could have fallen, but looks like both teams are awake. They're ready to play.
So challenge requested by China, but you're right, Kira, these teams will come in from the warm-up absolutely fired up and good to go. That's why the defense has been so good, and Zhu Ting has got that wrong. No touch. China lose a challenge, and in a game like this, that might be very, very important. Got to be careful about when they decide to use the next challenge. Ade to serve for Brazil. Brazil have it under control. Gabby this time gets what she was after in the last rally. Flowing attack through the middle of the backcourt.
Super swing. She makes it look easy. Simple little pass off the block, right to the setter. Boom. Turns it to the left. Swing. Easy.
Clever play from China, really mixing it up there. Not an overly complex combination, but one that's going to cause the middle blocker a different picture to look at.
Yeah, absolutely. And the blockers on the Brazilian side are thinking Zhu Ting all day long, make sure there are 2 blockers in front of her. So as soon as the Chinese switch it up, bring the middle into the mix, they're making their blockers think.
Brilliant. What a pickup. Goalkeeper-style save from Zhu Ting in the backcourt, and a calm kill.
And that's why she's so famous. That is why people love to watch her play, because she can smash the ball, but she can also make pickups like that. That ball in any other court might have been down, but she's fantastic playing.
And here she is, the captain of China, with another serve. Good response though, Ana Beatriz with a forceful kill through the middle.
Yeah, it looked like she just nipped the hands of the blocker, changes the direction of the ball, makes it really difficult on the defense behind.
Doesn't have the highest contact point at just 298, but she hits the ball hard, she hits good angles, and often finds the court. 5-all, Tandara with the serve for Brazil.
Oh, that's great. Perfect reception, Zhu Ting. Puts it right on the head of her setter. She's got all her options. Fast, flat ball to the outside.
Particularly powerful spike from Gong, just accurate into the corner. Second of the middle blockers for China, complete with the tape all over the shoulder and the arm. Yan Ni. First slide attack we've seen, not successful.
Oh.
And down it goes. Liu gets herself on the scoreboard.
Through the triple block. That's the thing. If you've got 3 people up in the block like they do here, and they get a little bit of a touch on it, and there's no one ready for that short ball when it comes off the block, except the blockers themselves if they turn around, if they're quick enough.
But there you go, with only 2 blockers, that can be defended. Brilliant pick-up. Zhu Ting stays at the net to retrieve the ball. Tandara off the net.
Oh.
And away. Well, it's been breathtaking volleyball. And we haven't even got to that first technical timeout until now. What a start to this game.
Yeah, super start.
And some clear Brazilian tactics in there. They're trying to put up a 3-woman block wherever they can.
Yep. Yeah, and absolutely, that's something they'll need to do. They've got such strong attackers on the Chinese side. Put up 3 people to block in front of it. Otherwise, be ready for those kind of tips.
Ref cam and our floor cams giving you a close-up of the action. And what a view it's been. Great view from the referee's point of view, and that's that spike from Liu into the corner. And one prior to that was from Gong, very accurate hitting from China. And that's how China, I think, are going to be dangerous in this game, with a lot more workload spread around between the likes of Liu and Gong and the 2 middle players. And then if Zhu Ting comes in, after they've contributed with another 30-pointer, Brazil are going to find it quite tough to beat the hosts here. Zhu doesn't have a point to her name yet, amazingly.
Amazingly, yeah.
Another good serve. Amanda off the hands, but controlled again. And the stuff on Liu. Just a little bit tight on the net there for the Chinese wing spiker.
Yeah, you could see she tried to do what she could with it. A bit of a roll, but the blockers were there. They had a bit of hang time, grabbed it in the air, pushed it right down.
Good block from Ana Beatriz, one of those middle players that just does the job. Whatever you ask her to do, she does it. Now, how about that for a service pre-routine? And we're going to see it again, because that was another incredible block from Ana Beatriz. I think she enjoyed that one. Monster
yeah,
block.
Definitely.
A little wink there to her teammates. She's a great player, really is.
She had a bit of an advantage because the setter had to dive to get that ball, and I think everybody knew it was going to the outside. Ana Beatriz being the first to know, and she would have taken a step that way already to close the block.
Now, Don't try this in your gym. It's not easy, but it works. Good pick up, Sue Ellen. There's that positioning of hers. Uncanny ability to be there, and a bit of luck off the net from Gabby, but she'll take that. And Brazil recover the situation after the first technical timeout.
Oh, super. Off the net, change the direction, and then the libero and 10 have to decide, is it yours, is it mine, is it out?
Tandara, you heard that contact off the blocker's fingers. Another successful kill through that middle back part of the court, which we call a pipe attack. A lot of these attacks have a name or a code, but those change from team to team.
Yeah, absolutely. Some teams will call it a 1, a B, a 2, a slide, a fast. Pipe's the one that generally sorts to stick to pipe.
Good swing on the three-woman block from Gabby. There was a chance there with lots of space to tip into, but really fancied taking the block on.
Yeah, you can see they really are. The Chinese are starting to put up triple blocks. If you get a little bit of a touch on it, then the defense has to turn, run. Brazilians got lucky on that one.
That's a big swing. 8-5 down going into the technical timeout. China haven't scored a point since. 5 straight points then for Brazil. And Lang Ping forced to take the timeout. We refer to a lot of players as legends, but if you do get a chance to take a look at Lang Ping playing volleyball back in the mid-80s online, and take that chance, because she really was something special as a player. And has now been an incredibly successful coach with many different teams and nations over the years. But China, her beloved China, is where she returns.
It's a super combo down the middle. And that's what Yan is really super at. She's a big middle blocker. She can sort of hit over and hit around her blockers on the other side with such strength and power. Really impressive to watch.
Yeah, Yuan 2 meters and 1, and Yan Ni 192. Middle blockers for China. Well reached. Su Ting in defense has been awesome.
Good pick up. Oh. Oh.
Stunning. Oh, what a rally and what a kill from Gabby.
Oh, that's incredible defense from both sides. That's what you knew was going to happen in this match. You're going to have hard hits, but you're going to have defense and bodies on the floor. Every single time, mega rallies. Super up by libero Sue Ellen. Converted by Chinese team. Swing through the seam and it's up again. Oh, that one was really nice to watch.
Touch of pinball at the end there from Brazil, but they'll take it. And Beatrice to serve. Tight to the net, and that was always going to be within Ade's range.
Yeah, that's the blocker's advantage. The setter didn't set that ball. They were out of system. Someone in the backcourt had to set to the front. So then the attacker then has the ball behind her and tries to go over the net. The blocker always has that advantage.
Wow. Li Yingying in for her first action in the finals. Very impressive young player. Still a teenager. Capable of scoring ridiculous runs of points as the left-hander. Plays opposite and wing. Ooh. And she clubs it. No, off the block again, and 3 of them as well. This is an astonishing response from Brazil to the initial pressure from China. But Li Yingying, the number 12 for China, certainly worth a watch. Slide around the back, but Yuan's missed the court.
Thought there might have been a touch on that. I was impressive by the setter to still give a high and a fast ball, even from her knees. It wasn't a perfect reception, but she pushed it behind her, got her hands over her head, gave it to her middle blocker, so she could get a swing on it.
Ding Jia, playmaker for China, but they've also got Jiao Lin Yu on the bench. Can come in, the two setters pretty much interchangeable in terms of their quality. Quick word to Ding from Lang Ping. Well, we're at the point now in this first set where both teams know what the exam paper that's been put in front of them is.
Yeah, they will have studied each other down to a T. They'll know everything that the other team is going to do, and they'll have tactics against each one. As you said, 3 blocks or who they're going to serve to, and it's just who executes better, I suppose.
Not set in stone, though. Two coaches that will change and adapt if they have to. Well, the backline offense, and Tandara has buried that. What a hit.
Yeah, look at that power. And she turns it with the wrist. Just a little bit of shoulder rotation to get past that blocker and find the line.
Players on court then, not surprised to see this from Lang Ping. She's almost at a point where she might be thinking about what will feel like a restart. So just get some players in to cover the end of this set and then go again. So Zheng Chunli comes on, 28-year-old Beijing player. Very experienced. Hasn't played a lot so far during the course of the VNL. But one of the big guns called back for the final.
Oh.
It's just getting better and better for the South Americans.
It's a super aggressive play. Look at that. Over the block, through the block, to the toes of the defender, Zhu Ting.
Technical timeout arrives, and in the nick of time as well. Just looking down this Chinese squad list, you can bring 14 players into the VNL matches. In the old 12. And there's lots of opportunities to bring some more players on for China. They can change this up quite a bit. Gabby, one of the players that we were talking about watching during the course of this match, and this is why very difficult to believe that she hasn't played for most of this season. Only really come back into the training camp just before the VNL finals after knee surgery. Gabby doing an excellent job out there. Good stable pass, good aggressive attack. And between she and Amanda, they're keeping that left side of court for Brazil very well patrolled. First passing error from Zhu Ting. And a hitting error, but a long way off the net on Li Yingying.
Yeah, there wasn't much she could have done. I think she might have tried to tip to find a solution, but the Brazilian defense is all over it right now, so she just went with power, tried to power through.
Better pass from Zhu Ting. There we go. There we go. That's what the teenager Li Yingying can do out on the wing. Lang Ping not sure, she said, that she doesn't know whether she wants to play her as an opposite or whether she wants to leave her out on the wing. So probably a couple of seasons to go, really, in the build-up to Tokyo 2020 before we know where Li wants to settle down as a player. Wonderful to have that versatility, though. Nicely done. That's the way to reward your coach for putting you out there on the floor. Good block from Zheng.
Yeah, super block. And with a little bit of an off reception, the blockers knew where that was going, and they had enough time to get out there, close it, 4 hands in front of her. There's not really much she could have done. the Brazilian attacker.
It's a serve. Still in play. China, though, can win the point. And they do through another thunderous spike from Zhu Ting. China's turn for the comeback.
Yeah, they're starting the celebrations already.
I see some movement here from Brazilian coach Zé Roberto, and his first tactical move is a timeout.
And the changes that Coach Lang Ping has made for the Chinese team, at the very least, have brought some energy, and that's sometimes all you need.
So last kill from Zhu Ting, the two defenders waiting. Just got it off of the block and over the top of the players. Once again, something for the home crowd to start to celebrate here. 18-year-old Li Yingying back to the service line. And the timeout has worked from Zé Roberto. Little celebration from the Brazilian coach there as that one sailed over the line. Everywhere you go in the world, there will be Brazilian fans, I promise you. Doesn't matter where they play, there will be some Brazilian fans.
Yeah, they love it. It's a volleyball nation, Brazil.
Overpass. Easily taken by Ade. Tandara block, though. What a shutdown. And that's probably the biggest block on the Chinese side of the net.
Oh, yeah. Super block. Number one has such power. She's got such strong shoulders. Like, well, that was Zhu Ting, actually. It wasn't number one. But between the two of them, a wall.
Yuan took away the cross court. Zhu Ting did the rest. And China can score another point. Good swing.
Great conversion out of system.
Zheng, the left-hander, brought in as a substitute now. Weighing in with 2 points. One on the block. Beautiful shutdown on Gabby. And a good spike to close the gap to 4. Wow, Tandara is hitting that ball hard. Trying to recycle somehow. And long, but touch the block on the way. So point to Ade. Gabby to serve, one of the shorter outside players on court today, but she's got such a wonderful jump. Makes up for that. Good hit from Zhu Ting, but it's wide. And she's asking for another challenge. Now remember, China have already used a challenge in this opening set, and there's still a bit of play to go. So if they get this challenge wrong, they won't be able to question any more decisions going through to the end of this set. And it's off the fingers of Amanda.
Good call.
Just saw it, didn't you? Just saw the little movement of the ring finger and the pinky finger on that left hand.
Sometimes you can hear it, and sometimes it's just a feeling. It looked like Zhu Ting really, she knew where she wanted to put the ball, and if it had just changed its direction a little bit after, she knows it's been touched.
Going to serve. That's beautiful, really forcing the middle, Roberta.
Oh, that's an excellent set. Might have been slightly low, but just to use the middle in that situation where Roberta has pulled off the net. It's not a perfect pass. She still pushes it high and flat to her middle, throws off the blockers on the other side. Good point.
In terms of offense, I have to say that's the one thing at the moment missing from the Chinese team. There's not been a hell of a lot gone through the middle. line offence goes through that centre part, but that's not a middle blocker hitting it. Second swing from you. 3 left-handers on court at the moment, China. And it seems to be just changing the momentum. They've also got Zhao Linyu out there as the new setter. So this is almost a new team on court for the Chinese.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just a bit of change in momentum, some different faces, some different energy. And Yan just put her hands in perfectly the right place to stop that Brazilian attack.
Still a mountain to climb, though. 4 points is huge at this level. Ting with the serve. Good pass from Brazil. Tandara with lots of space to work. Well, that's what the coaches want to see. They love all the spectacular stuff, but what coaches want to see is routine side out.
Yeah, definitely, and they'll be happy with that attack by Brazil. We had 3 attackers up. Now the setters come front row and the blockers will say, all right, I've just got 2 now. Focus on them.
With the serve, and it's an ace off shooting. Well, the omens at the moment not good for China. They've had to change at least 50% of the team out there on court. They struggle to contain this Brazilian offense, and having taken the lead, that really woke Brazil up. And since then, Brazil have been difficult to hang on to. Big swing from Li Yingying, and she had the space as well. Unfortunately, overcooking it. It's either a challenge or a timeout. The players are still on court, so it's a challenge from China. They've still got 1 to use, so they're going to use it. Lang Ping's going to take a chance to have a quick word with the players. Nothing there. No touch. So the youngster missing. But that wasn't really what that challenge was about. It was just get the players over to the sideline for a quick chat. Gong and Ding come back on, so that double sub reversed. Back to our original setter and opposite for China. Tandara, can she make it 3 serves? She can. It's a good one again on to Zhu. Well played. That's not bad from a young player.
Yeah, that's a super attack. Just a little roll right over the block. I'm not really sure why Gabby couldn't get that. It looked like it was within her reach, but she might have just read it wrong.
Yanni hits Sue Ellen with the serve, the Brazilian libero. Amanda stopped. Good reaction from Ana Beatriz, but just couldn't turn that ball back into court, so Yuan picks up the point for China. Good pass from Sue Ellen. China's still in there, though. The Yingying blocks right into the middle of the court. And I think that was pretty much all the captain for Brazil there, Roberta.
Yeah, that's it. Sometimes attackers will swing towards the setter who's in the blocking position in front of her, thinking she's the weaker of the 2 blockers, but there's no such thing as a weak blocker at this level. None of these players.
That's a good point. Talking of strong blockers, Carroll comes in, a bit more height in the front court, which means Brazil will play this next rally without the setter. So, ball in the air, that's an unbelievable pick up from the Brazilian libero, Sue Ellen. And a good shot, off of the block and out from Gong.
Yeah, perfect angle from Gong. She saw the blocker's hands, had a look, and swung at them. Off and out.
Substitution reverse, so Brazil need a playmaker on court, so Roberta comes back into the fray. Carroll on for that block. Leaves the court. One more point required for Brazil to go into a 1-0 lead here in Nanjing. That's going to be a handling fault. Easy spot for the ref.
Yeah, well, there's not much she could have done. It was high and fast over the net. Tried to get a hand on it, but physically difficult.
And ever the professional, Zé Roberto will stick to his guns. He will never let anything slide out there. Doesn't matter what the scoreline is. Seen a shift in momentum, calls a timeout. Still fairly calm, they don't they? There's the ref cam that we've been showing you pictures from during the course of the finals here in Nanjing. I've seen some pictures too. One more point required, one more successful attack for Brazil. That'll be good enough for the set. It's Gabby, and it's Gabby that does the job. So good timeout from the coach, and a good response from these Brazilian players. And Kira, in an enthralling first set, Brazil have got it over the line.
Yeah, I think they had a really good ball handling match. For me, it was the reception that made the difference. The setter Roberta had so many options. She could play her wings, but she could also run it to the middle when needed. And the Chinese didn't have much of a response.
And the proof of that is in the pudding. There was an even share of the points. Gabby's the highest scorer for Brazil, but only just everybody else weighing in with contributions. What a great first set, but the highlights belong to Brazil. Points to 20 then for Brazil. Good start from China. Brazil powered back, got the lead, and then never relinquished it from there. But that doesn't tell the full story. That was a brilliant set of volleyball to watch. And let's hope we've got at least two more to come. Brazil will be hoping it is only two more. China will be hoping to extend this match beyond. So let's take a look at what Brazil did with their serve placement against the Netherlands. Very definitely trying to pin their outside hitters, particularly Anne Bausch. They did that very well yesterday and almost took her out of the game at points. So that was a good service tactic versus the Netherlands, and it certainly worked. And in terms of what they're trying to do today, not a tremendous amount of difference, apart from those right side serves where they're targeting Zhu Ting in backcourt successfully so.
Yeah, and that's the thing we said today was going to be a matter of controlling Zhu Ting, and that might be what they're trying to do. When they serve pressure on her, they make it more difficult for her to attack, and the result is she only has 2 points in attack.
Yeah, that's incredible, isn't it? One set down, 2 points scored, and remember yesterday against the Netherlands she scored 36 points. But that's how games go sometimes, different styles, different players in different positions, and sometimes it doesn't quite suit. But Lang Ping will know that if Zhu Ting does not deliver in this match, then it's going to be difficult for China to get anything from this game. Back onto court then for our second set. Brazil in their first strip of yellow. China in their first first strip of red. And what a start to this match. What a challenge now for these two teams. They know exactly what's ahead of them. They know exactly what they've got to do. I expect to see Zhu Ting fed quite a few attacking opportunities, I think, early in this second set to try and bring her into the game. I wonder what Lang Ping's decisions will be, re the substitutes. Well, there's the first call. Li Yingying remains on court, the 18-year-old left-hander through the wing. It's no difference though. Great start from Tandara. It's on the unfamiliar side of the court for her left side, but I'm not sure if she's got an unfamiliar side, to be honest. Just give me the ball, doesn't matter where.
Yeah, exactly.
Zheng Chunlei has stayed on court as well. The number 8's in the opposite position, just about to hit, and she's blocked. Phenomenal start to set 2 for Brazil. Ade and Amanda with the shutdown.
Super block. Good penetration from both blockers. See forehands all the way over the net. Oh.
Good pick up. Zhao, the replacement setter, is still out on court. And she'll play it again. Somebody's got a set though. It's Lin. And finally, the ball on the floor from Zheng Chunlei.
Super defense from both sides. A couple of pickups that I thought were going to go down, but people were not asleep. And a good swing to end it by the lefty. That's the kind of angles you can get when you're a left-handed hitter hitting on the right side. You can almost just go straight past the block and down.
Yan Ni with the serve for China. Good strong middle, but well blocked. Her middle blocking partner, Yuan. Certainly is a monster block. And it's because she's tall, she gets the hands into that position quickly.
Yeah, and I want to give her credit. And it's not to say that just being tall is the skill. She has strong shoulders. She has her hands placed in the correct way.
Lovely feed though from Roberta going back second time. And that's a combination in itself, isn't it? One set follows another.
Right, you got it. I think they have confidence in their hitters. Roberta knows that Ade is the kind of player who can score. Give her the ball, she gets blocked once, give it again, she'll score.
Ade. Beatrice have looked really solid through those 2 middle positions. Big swing out on the wing from Zhu Ting, and this is key to China's comeback in this match. Few substitutions have been made, but the one stable is Zhu Ting out on the left side. And Beatrice now. Bit of a middle hitting fest at the moment for Brazil.
Yeah, that's right. Roberta's saying, I've got hitters everywhere. Look, I can feed it to the outsides. They're going to score. Give it to my middles. They'll do the same.
And now to serve. Good pick up from Suellen. Gabi goes off pace. China in trouble. Oh, no. Well, that was the youngster that thought that Zheng was going to play the ball, but Zheng wanted Ling Yiying to stick the ball in the air for her to hit. Must have been a miscommunication. Now, as good as Li Yingying is at the net, she can be a bit of a service target. Her service reception isn't always as strong. But that wasn't tested there by Tandara. Angry with herself for missing that one. It was a real chance to stick another point on the board. So tall Yuan there is the tallest Chinese player, over 2 meters tall. Oh, too easy to read from Gabi. But Brazil are going to have another go. Amanda off the top of the block and out. No dramas for Brazil.
Nice transition play. Great placement by the attacker there. She just touched the very top of the block. Makes it impossible for the defense to read behind.
Good response, though, from Li Yingying. Roberto in deep discussion with the second official, and he won't be able to talk for too long before the first official says, back you go to your post. Well, the accusation doesn't get any more basic than that. She's wrong.
Please go and tell the team, please, please.
And quite rightly.
Please go and tell the team, please.
Referee Simonovic saying, go and talk to your coach and tell him to be quiet. It's not his job to be going across and talking to the officials like that. And interesting, Roberta refusing to go and talk to her coach, not even a cursory nod. 6-all, China on the way back. And Brazil have lost the plot a bit here. Oh, and China are putting the pressure on.
Yeah, that's it. As soon as there's some kind of discussion like that, coaches, players can lose a bit of focus, I guess. And that looks like that's what's happened here.
Wonderful penetration over the net once again from Yuan Xingyue. Gabi into the block and out. Quite an expansive arm swing, Gabi, but she's got enough of a jump to be able to do this. Because her hang time is amazing.
Yeah, that's a great angle to see it as well.
Oh, the pass, and she has absolutely melted that ball. Oh, wow. That's a stunning hit from Gabi, 2 in a row to take Brazil back into the lead at the technical timeout. I think what's most obvious, not just the athleticism from those super slow-mo pictures from the floor, but I think what's most obvious to me is just how relaxed the players look in their faces. There's no tension in the facial muscles, and that's a secret to a good hit. Stay relaxed.
Yeah, definitely. Well, these players have probably been playing volleyball as long as anyone that has ever played volleyball. You know, they start playing when they're before they're 10 years old, probably, and it just becomes second nature what they're doing out here.
Another great look at the game from a slightly different angle. Back where they want to be, in the lead in set 2. Ana Beatriz with the serve. Over pass again. This time Gabi doesn't put it away. Slightly fortuitous for Li Yingying, but she's thinking out there as the 18-year-old.
Absolutely. And Amanda was there ready for that tip, and Ade just took it away from her, put him in a position that they couldn't defend it.
Jialin Yu, backup setter from the bench with the serve. Nice pass from Gabi.
It's up.
Here we go. Had to be a bit of football.
You're kidding.
That's a brilliant piece of thinking from Zheng Chunlei. That was cheeky.
That's straight out of the beach volleyball playbook.
What a pick-up from Gabi to start with. Not bad control either. But once this ball was volleyed over, Zheng just knew there was space at the back. There you go. Volley into the corner. Easiest point she'll make all day. And Roberta returns the favour. Very aware of what was going on there. Circus volleyball down there at the moment on court. Seeing all sorts. 9-8 Brazil. Good pick up, Suellen. China can win the point. Li Yingying. And it's out. Put the little fake block in there as well. Li Yingying has been impressive since she's come into the fray. It's taken a lot of pressure away from Zhu Ting, who incidentally has still only made her way to 4 points at the moment. Much more even spread of scoring across the Chinese team today. Tight, Tandara into the block.
Super block. Super. That's what you want to see when you see a block. And Yan did it just there. She put her hands over, and when the ball hit her, they didn't go anywhere. She's strong in her shoulders. She's strong in her core. That's a good block.
So wants to block from China. Can they find another one? No. And the difference between those two hits, a little bit of space for Tandara. First one a bit tight. Second one half a metre off the net. Just gave her the room to manoeuvre. 10-all. Roberto is pacing around today. He's like a bear with a sore head down there. He's, for whatever reason, not completely happy. Another overpass from China. Out off the block from Amanda. That's 4 overpasses from China in this set so far. Brazilian service pressure is strong.
Yeah, absolutely. And that attack from Amanda, just too strong for the block. She caught them when they might have been just on the way up, weren't fully formed. Just hits it off and into the rafters.
Brilliant hits from Zheng. Well, so far, all the substitutes that Lang Ping has made have rewarded the coach for bringing them onto court. Not a good kill. A couple of good blocks as well from her. This is superb stuff. China on a roll.
Great swing. And I wonder if it's a tactic to keep the ball away from Zhu Ting a little bit, to put the blockers on the Brazilian side off. Because they'll definitely be expecting that Zhu Ting's getting the majority of the balls. And she's only a couple of points ahead of another one.
2 hours of video analysis yesterday back at the hotel for this game, Brazil. But I'm afraid they're having to watch a very different film today. Certainly not playing out as they were expecting. Tandara sorts it out with a kill, and we're into how top international volleyball should be. Both teams trading points.
Good pick up.
Great set. Oh, that's wonderful from Li Yingying. And what a finish from Zhu.
Fantastic set from off the net. Zhu Ting just goes straight through the block down the line. A little bit of off speed, but mainly just wrist action. She puts exactly where she wants it, where the defenders are not ready.
Great set from Roberta. Really strong to be able to hold that position and get the ball on the reverse to Tandara.
Without touching the net or going over. Oh.
What a hit and what a set from Suellen, the libero. Can't set an attacking shot in front of the 3-meter line, so she kind of set it sideways before she stepped in. But what a huge spike from Tandara. Tandara, Gabby, Amanda all playing well through the wings for Brazil.
Oh.
Spoke too soon.
Yeah, she's not happy with that. Once you get to this level, you're very self-critical as a player. And every error like that, an unforced error, she's going to be in her own head now.
Yuan communicating with her wing blockers just to say this is what's going to happen, this is who's there. Brilliant. Rapid set outside from Roberta. Amanda with a pretty straightforward hit. Chance for Brazil to lead by 2 into the technical timeout, but they've got to win this point off the Amanda serve, which has been quite effective today. Free ball, China. Good blocking. Oh, that's amazing stuff. Ana Beatriz next to Roberta. The second technical timeout arrives. And Kira, Brazilian service plan continues to be, let's hunt down Zhu Ting and follow her.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's working. They're putting pressure on her, they're making her pass. She then isn't as effective in the offense.
Definitely taking her out of the back line, and that's just removing one more choice for the blockers to have to analyse. It's a pretty simple tactic. It still has to be executed properly, because if you serve soft at her, Zhu Ting will pass all day. And it's getting that balance right, isn't it?
Yeah, balance between service pressure and not making errors. It's a thin line.
Ade, been effective, as has Ana Beatriz through the middle. And that's what you want, a middle blocker driving into that zone, hunting for the ball. And just providing the kind of target that a setter almost can't miss.
Yeah, she's demanding the ball. She's in the air as soon as the setter has the ball, ready to attack. The setter can see her with her vision. And that's where you get that kind of connection, that kind of trust.
Chinese fans will be a lot happier with the situation in set 2, though. Team's still in touch. Good pick up, Suellen. No. 2 touches on the volley. That's a big call from referee Simonovic. Can't be challenged. Subjective call by the referee. Skill performed wrong. Double touch. Point China. Now, first chance to see Hugh in action. Number 25. I don't know if we'll see her into the front court. Very inexperienced middle blocker, but a youngster with so much energy. And if she scores a point or 2, you'll see what I mean. Never stop celebrating. Good pick up, Li Yingying.
Wow.
Suellen returns the compliment. Gabby racing in, hits it. Easier for Brazil. And they finally get the point. That's a really good exchange again.
Yeah, absolutely. Back and forth. That's what you want to see. Lots of tips, lots of rolls, lots of attacks. That's the kind of volleyball we like to see here at the VNL.
Beatriz to serve for Brazil. Decent pass from Zheng.
Oh.
And that's what I mean about this Chinese team being interchangeable sometimes. So you've got the opposite spiker passing the ball. That's not familiar to a lot of rotations.
Right.
Good work from Zheng. And it just gives them options. Zhao with the serve, long. Back to setting duties for Zhao. Backcourt setter, so has to penetrate from the back line. The rotation system means that she must be behind the player that's in front of her on the rotation. So quite a long run into the net here for Zhao. There she goes, arrives at the net, good enough pass, but just can't quite get it wide enough for the left-hander Li.
Yeah, and they do have a bit of a confusing offensive line at the moment, China. As you said, number 8 on the left side passing, and then she sort of swings around to the right to attack, and that can throw off the blockers, but in this case it didn't.
And she's a left-hander as well, so it's a long way to run, stop, and then actually get in with any kind of impetus.
Yeah, that's right.
but that's the way they play it on that rotation. It's tough to argue with the Olympic champions. Lang Ping will know, though. I've got to get me one of those hats. Brilliant. Love it.
That's amazing.
Monster block signalled with bunny ears. Fantastic. So Roberto continuing his various arguments with whoever wants to listen. And a slightly more calm bench for China. Leia Wen and Lang Ping in deep conversation. Good pass.
Oh,
Great pick up from Roberta. China have to go again. Jiang gets it off the net. Roberta plays it again. So Suellen comes into set to Tandara.
oh,
And it's still going. And we're going to call a challenge here. Net touch. No, in fact, it is a fault on the net. So to challenge. Point China.
oh yeah. After the attack, her right hand comes down, just grabs the middle of the net.
Jia off. Ding Jia, the starting playmaker for China, back on as Li misses.
Oh, miss for miss. That one's going to sting here at the business end of the set.
We are going to see Hu Mengyuan in the middle of the front row for China. I'll keep an eye on the youngster because she can be a little bit all over the place, the number 25.
Oh, that's a great play by Brazil. Perfect pass right on the setter's head. Middle's up in the air almost before the setter touches the ball. Bang, beats the block. Perfect angle down. She's happy about that.
Celebrations begin from Ade. Well played, you're off. So she comes off court for Jackie. Didn't mention the Jackie substitute in the first set, but it's a fairly regular substitution. Yu gets her place back from Lee. Good impact from the youngster, but just faded a bit in the last few minutes. So the more experienced Liu back on. Brilliant shot from Zhu Ting. Well, we saw a shot like that right at the start of this set. We've seen another one towards the end of this set. Hopefully she's got enough firepower to get China back in this.
Yeah, that's right. As we mentioned, she is usually a key for them. She is their big top scorer, and she's been kind of quiet in this set, in the set before as well, and they need to get her back in it.
Flowing hit once again from Amanda. Brazil still not really looking in trouble. Happy to trade through the middle part of the set. And then pushing away again when it really matters. 22-19. Second serve error from Tandara in as many rotations.
They're playing with confidence at the moment, but as soon as they give a little bit of light to the Chinese team, I think they're going to have a different game on their hands.
China's chance. Good pick up from Zhu Ting. Liu off pace. Easily read by Suellen. Amanda goes again and goes successfully off the top of the block and away. 2 points required for Brazil to make it 2-0.
Perfect execution on that attack. She swung high and hard and used the fact that that young middle blocker, her arms were not perfectly formed in the block. You can see it come off her wrist. It should have been strong. It could have come back on her side, but instead goes out court.
Really raw is the number 25, very new to the middle position. she is, just listening to Coach Lang Ping. Got a lot of court time in week 3 with Hugh Yuan. It was lovely to see a player just playing for the enjoyment of the sport, completely new into the squad, no pressure put on her by the team or the coach.
Yeah, absolutely. And the first few weeks of VNL, that's exactly how it was for this Chinese team. They didn't have any pressure to win. They knew they were in the finals. Lang Ping could switch up her rotation, put in all the new players, and give them the kind of experience they would need for this kind of match.
Well, we see this substitution from Brazil almost every set. They're serving. Carroll comes in to be the blocker at the net. And they will play the next point minus a setter. It's all about the block. And it doesn't work. It's been that kind of day for Zé Roberto. There's a great hit. Roberto back in because Brazil need a playmaker on court. Goes off, and Hugh serves. Kept her place on court well. And it's in. Off the block of Liu.
Yeah, a one-on-one block. Setter's done a great job to get her a one-on-one there. And might have been a little bit low and tight and right into the hands of the blockers.
First thing Ana Beatriz has done wrong in this match, though. Timeout called by Zé Roberto. Is there another twist in the tail of set 2?
Could be. Brazil was looking pretty confident there, and Zé Roberto saying, calm down, stay relaxed, it's a couple of points. I don't know, China's creeping back in.
The crowd here in Nanjing certainly hope there's more. Still remains the same situation. One successful kill from this Brazilian team, and they will lead the hosts by 2 sets to love. Hugh with the serve. Oh, and it's straight over from Roberto, and she steals the set from under China's nose.
Oh, that's a fantastic play by Roberta. That's the benefit of having your setter front row. You may only have 2 attackers, but effectively your setter then becomes an attacker. So she just took it upon herself to score that ball. It was going a little bit tight. It would have been difficult to set. So just put it over when the middle blockers on the other side aren't ready for it. Score the ball.
Oh, my apologies. Brazil still need another point. It's getting a bit previous. Monique in, backup setter. And a rotation error. Oh, that's going to be cruel if this point goes the way of Brazil. And a couple of the Chinese fans just no idea what's happened there. Really quite angry about that. But if you're standing in the wrong place on court when the ball is served, as per your rotational position, then unfortunately, you will be called for it. Oh, that looked tight from the overhead camera. That didn't look like number 17, Yan Ni, was past the player that the official said she was, but call stands, and Brazil sneak it through to a 2 sets to love lead. Well, that was exciting, wasn't it? Goodness me, Brazil just getting away with it in the end after a good comeback from China. But the bare facts are 25-20, 25-22. I know China are getting gradually closer, but they may just run out of options here in this match. Brazil lead by 2 sets to love. In terms of Brazilian best spikers, once again, workload shared pretty evenly between the 3 key wing hitters. Now, in terms of where they're contacting the ball, where they're sending the ball, once again, that distribution, that's a nightmare for opposition blockers and defenders.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're attacking across all points of the net, then it's really difficult for the middle blockers on the other side to make a guess or to take a step in one direction.
In terms of China's spike points, well, their pass was a bit of a problem in that set, and that automatically restricts where the ball is going to go. So a lot of what we would call safety balls out to the wings, because that's the only option.
Right, that's it. They overloaded the wings a little bit and made it easier for Brazil's block to understand where to be and to be there at the right time.
Chinese fans who actually do love Brazil as a team. Massively popular team in Asia in general. Brazilian side, but no doubt about it, right behind the team from China here in Nanjing, just hoping against hope that China can find something in this match. Sue Ellen's had a cracking game again. She just has this amazing positional awareness, but incredibly brave as well. A lot of huge diving pickups.
Yeah, definitely, and that's the exciting part, I think, as a libero. They love to sort of run around, throw their bodies around and get these amazing saves that most of us couldn't do.
And like goalkeepers in football have a reputation for being just that little bit mad. You got to be a libero. 2-0 Brazil, not a great start to set 3. Yan He back at the service line, one of the 2 tall middle blockers for China. Good pass from Sue Ellen. Now Gabi going cross court, just got a bit of the block on the way.
Yeah, that's a super swing. Roberta had all her options. The ball was right on her head. Goes to Gabi, swings across. Easy point.
Hu Menwang keeping her position on court, the number 25. There she goes. Big hit from Tandara and the space to do it as well, but she's missed. Haven't said that much today. But her last 3 contributions, 2 serve errors and a spike error.
Yeah, that's the thing with volleyball. You go through these little dips, these hills and troughs, as it were, but as long as you're able to bring yourself out of them, that's going to be the difference between a great player and an average player.
Yes, some of us can be a bit more trophy than others. Nice easy spike again and a good relaxed swing, and as Kira said, coming off a block that's just arriving, we'll tend to see the ball balloon out the back of court. Adi served pretty well actually, the Brazilian middle blocker. And again, overpass, rescued. Well, that would have been legal. It came back outside the antenna, but there was no Chinese player to play it back in.
Yeah, that's it. If the ball goes out of court, you can bring it back in as long as it's outside the antenna onto your side, and then put it inside the antenna onto the other player's court. Oh.
Clever positioning.
Beautiful little bit of finesse from Zhu Ting. Right over the block, nobody was there.
Does help though if the defenders are on the back line with their crash helmets on because of the spikes you've been raining down on them. That gives you that space to work. But Zhu Ting still needs to find a bit more in this match. She's now the top scorer for China on 8. That's nowhere near the kind of return they were getting from the number 2 yesterday against the Netherlands. Good swing. And again, there's that kind of regulation or that regularity in terms of the way this Brazilian team are siding the ball out. One little panic towards the end of set 2, but other than that, they've been ticking this scoreboard over nicely. China having to work that bit harder. Nice crossover play, well defended. How do they run this time? Well, just a mix-up there, really. And that's the problem, isn't it? You run a combination, so you're really expecting the ball to be killed. And when it isn't, you all have to go again.
Yeah, I think no one on the Brazilian side was expecting Hugh to get that ball. So she had a wide open net, no blockers in front of her. Just unlucky into the net.
Pick up from Liu. Ting, what an angle. That's amazing.
She has really incredible range. She can really hit pinpoint precision on the court. I mean, that is as close to the line as it can get without going out.
And again, she served very well, actually, Hugh, in this game, since she's come on from the bench, and that's not bad either. Brazil get it, though. You're forced into a setting role once more. Gabi defends. Oh, no! Oh, that was in the air for a long, long time, but nobody came to claim it.
Oh, yeah, that happens way too often, but not at this level. Normally that's sort of ironed out. As soon as it's up in the air, in the middle, either the middle blocker or the libero usually needs to go for it.
Nice work. Good feed from Roberto to Ana Beatriz, so that little points run from China comes to an end. Clever hit as well, because that wasn't quite there to swing on.
A bit of an off-speed grab at the ball, it looked like.
Zheng Chunlei is back on for China through the opposite position. Good quick offense. Haven't seen Yan Ni or Yuan be fed the ball through the middle for a while for China.
Yeah, good reception. Nice low, flat set from the setter. Change of direction away from where the block was to the sideline. Super attack. Yeah.
Wonderful power from Tandara. And that's where the backcourt players want the set. They need to be able to go onto the ball.
Right, that's it. The 3-meter line, they can't jump. They can jump over it, but they can't touch it with their feet. But she definitely wants to bring all her power into the ball, into the set.
Big save from Ziting. Almost no run-up on that spike, but still got the ball away.
Yeah, that's the opposite of what we were just saying. She got the ball a little bit behind her. She couldn't really get her full power behind it to make an attack. But she still scores it because she's Ziting.
7-all. Who's going to lead at the first technical?
Oh.
It's going to be Brazil. I think Brazil are enjoying this challenge. I think they're really relishing a team coming at them as hard as China are doing.
Yeah, they love a challenge, absolutely. I think Brazil, it's a volleyball nation, and they're proud of their volleyball, and they love to get scrappy and get aggressive and come back for the win that they fought for, much more than just dominating a team.
Have a look at Ref Cam. That's that delicate tip from Ziting. A look at the free-flowing spike of Gabi. Ana Beatriz with her kill on the slide. So a lot of good points there for both China and Brazil as we head into another very tight set. And again, still wide open, and let's not rule out the possibility China getting enough pressure into this game to make a comeback for 5 sets. I have to say, though, on what we've seen, that looks unlikely.
Yeah, I don't know. I think at this level, it's a strong team, but as you said, they haven't been playing with their starting lineup for 5 weeks as Brazil has. And so maybe they're just not as rehearsed together as this Brazilian team.
Roberta with the serve. There's that little time delay that Yanni loves to run, but it's not worked on this occasion. Brilliant pickup.
Oh.
Gets the second feed, though.
Great speed.
Lot of movement there from Yanni to hit those 2 attacks.
Look at that, she's in the air almost simultaneously as the setter gets the ball, and it's such a fast ball, and then she just puts all her wrist, all her power into it. Difficult to defend. Whoa.
Trying to have it. Oh, wonderful set from Ding. And a great block as well from her. Tandara goes again, and this time gets what she wanted to.
Super job, both teams.
Certainly mega rally territory. Brilliant work from both teams.
That's a great cover from her teammate, so that she can go again, be ready, up, swing, off the hands of the block to score. Just that little touch to throw off the change of the speed and the spin of the ball, so the defense have a difficult time.
Some other remarkable plays in there as well, which sometimes get forgotten once that final spike has been made. Some good sets from Ding. Great pickups in the back line from Roberta and from Suellen. Clever volleying onto the setter. But it didn't affect the play, although it's been given out. I thought I heard a touch there off the block, but blockers say no.
And that's exactly right. You mentioned that she gave the free ball to the setter. When you're in a difficult position, if you have to give a free ball, players have to think about where they're going to put it. Don't just give it straight to the libero who's going to give it straight to the setter. Make somebody play it. Make the opposite get on the floor. Make the setter take the first ball. Put the other team on the back foot.
Timeout called by Lang Ping. Haven't heard much from the assistant coach on the left side of your picture there. And Jia Ji, who looked after this Chinese team in the final week of competition coming into the finals here. And after a long club season, it was difficult to go back to national team duty and then prolong that through the summer, which almost butts up again to the next pro season.
Right, these girls have had very little break. You think most players have an 8-month season in the professional league, and then they go home and spend some time with their families. These girls would have had just a couple of days here and there with their family or resting, and then just straight into this season. So it's been a long year, I guess you should say.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it will turn into, a year of pro volleyball. For most people, that sounds like a dream, but it's hard work to keep in this sort of shape. And a great block. Unusual feed out wide there to Yuan Xingyue. Blocker. Quite a slow, almost traditional wide set. In fact, it wasn't. It was to Liu. To Zhu Ting, my apologies. I'll get there in the end.
Triple block.
And off the wing. Clever. Deliberate set.
Yeah, that's a typical Zhu Ting set. She likes it a little bit inside, so she can try and beat the block. There it is. Didn't go all the way to the wing. Both blockers had to close to each other, but there's still a hole, and she finds it.
Dingjia, back line, 3 decent rotations for China, and she starts with an ace. And an ace on Suellen, the libero for Brazil, of all people.
That counts double.
She wishes it did. Serve now. Needs to follow it with another good one. It is good, but well passed by Amanda. And a nice hit from Ade.
Good use. And that's difficult to do from the middle of the court to get a block out. Because generally you've got so much space on either side of you that if you hit the block, it's likely that it's going to fall in court. For her to actually get the hands and force it all the way out, that's impressive.
Back to a two-point cushion. So it's the mini break. Brazil will be looking for another point here if they can get it. But not that easy off these next few rotations. They've got Zhuting in the front line, so good options here for China. 3 attackers available in the front court. So this is just for Brazil, they'll know this is just a trading sequence. Just go point for point. And get Zhuting to where she is now, off the front line. Heavy hits, but officials say it's not caught the block.
We're calling a challenge.
Yeah, Brazil have that option if they want to look at it, and they are going to have a look at it. So multiple cameras positioned around this stadium, and they'll be looked at the officials by the officials to find the best angle, best shot to show us whether there was a touch on a hand or a finger or an arm on the way past the block. I don't think Brazil look all that confident about this challenge. It's only really Tandara that said.
Yeah, Tandara looked really confident, but yeah, it was hard to see or hear.
Well, just her hand movements there, she was suggesting she saw the blocker's hands move, but the blocker's hands sometimes do that naturally.
Right.
So it might not be a touch, it might just be the blocker's hands moving out of the way.
It's taking a little while though, so that's a good sign for Brazil. It means it's not a straight yes or no. There it is.
Oh.
Good spot by Tandara.
Got to cut those fingernails, Yuan. Got you in trouble there. That's a really good call from Tandara. She was very confident. I used to have any of that video in Lang Ping's day. Just the arguments, to be honest, and there were a few of them about touches and ball in, ball out. Good shot. Oh, what a block from Ana Beatriz. And again, just getting herself back in the game when it matters.
That's a powerful block. And she's already halfway there because the middle has run in front of the setter. So she's already followed the middle, ready for that quick attack. And then it's just one step out. She's closed, she's got strong shoulders. That ball's going straight back down.
Oh, an ace serve off the net from Tandara, who's missed her last 2 serves. So would have had a heart in her mouth for a moment there.
Yeah, she's got a bit of luck. And a bit of unluck on the Chinese side. Normally that would be the responsibility of either the setter or the middle blocker, who is short and can try and pick up that ball in the reception, but no one was there in that case.
Brazil just glide back into a commanding lead. Tandara serves again, and so concerned about the net, she gave it a bit more air. Too much air. 10-12 though, still comfortable for the South Americans.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just point for point if they can keep that lead. And that'll help.
Well, that hurts. And Yuan Zinue, of all people, normally so reliable. Second technical timeout arrives then. For China, running out of options, not a lot else they can do from the bench here.
Yeah, Lang Ping's tried a lot of different options, hasn't she? But Brazil's, they're just strong today. They're on their game. They're in their block. They're in their attack. They're defending everything. They're picking up tips. There's a lot of pressure on the Chinese.
And a lot of that pressure has come from the woman in your picture, Tandara. Been successful attacking spikes so far, but that's not the complete story. A little fortunate with that ace.
She knows it too. Look at that face.
Giving thanks to the volleyball gods. It's the force with which she hits the ball. It is incredible. And that power can then transfer to wonderful blocking form. And it's what all sport needs, characters like this. And Tandara is certainly a character. On the Chinese side of the net, Zhu Ting, it's been a little quieter today, but she's another real personality. Amanda with the serve, as if you needed to tell me to tell you. Nicely recycled. Zhu Ting again working for her team.
Nice slow down on the block. Oh, it's still alive.
Free ball though, Suellen in, pushes everyone out the way. A great shot from Tandara. Driving in from the backcourt.
A bit of imprecision from the free ball pass. Roberta's hands were a little bit over the net. She had to save it, but straight up to the pipe to Tandara. Great swing.
Roberta wide, no, back to that pipe position, but struggled for a setting range in this rally. Needs to get this one right. No, doesn't again, goes behind Tandara. And China can't kill it either. So this is the messiest rally we've seen today.
Oh, that was pretty clean though.
Yeah, that was a great hit from Gabby, but a messy mega rally. And that happens, doesn't it? Occasionally the setter can't find the range, the passers can't get the ball in, and you're going to go backwards and forwards like a tennis match.
Yeah, a bit of ping pong, tipping.
Timeout called by Lang Ping. 6-point advantage now to China's opponents. They're not going to exit the tournament. They're already through to the semi-final stage. But if things stay as they are, it will be China taking on the USA and Brazil taking on Turkey in tomorrow's semis. Which in basic terms means these amazing games just keep coming. Every single fixture you pick at the finals is an absolute classic. The one Brazilian flag in that group of Chinese fans continuing to wave. Plenty to celebrate because this looks good now for Brazil. A couple more rotations before Zhu Ting gets back on the front line for China. The pass, and that'll go China's way because referee saying that that was Ding's right to be able to set the ball without interference. But that'll be her last contribution for the moment. So Zhao comes on, double substitution. She'll come on into the back line, the backup setter. And then Gong replaced in the front court. Zheng Chunlei. Big hit. Really firm hit from the back line from Tandara.
That's the power she was looking for. A couple of times she had to tip. She wasn't in a comfortable position to swing. But there you go. 105 kilometers an hour.
Well, that's the fastest spike we've seen so far this week at the VNL finals. Another tough pass for Zhu Ting. And Brazil have done very well to contain her today.
Oh.
Get another go, though. Brazil not particularly good on that free ball. Yes, great kill.
And that's it. If they can't control the free ball, that needs to be a free point, especially Brazil. They're such a good ball handling team normally. That free ball has to be right on top of the setter's head, and that'll be converted to a point. But they gave a little bit up there. Gave the Chinese a second chance.
Now 5 points to find, but a positive for China. Zhu Ting is in the front line again. They are studiously avoiding her for most of the time. Good pick up from Wang Wenji. New libero on court for China. And Tandara once again puts it away. There was a very famous Brazilian player that used to hit this pipe like a dream before Jiba came along, called Tande, and I keep nearly saying Tande every time Tandara kills it.
Yeah, she's great on that pipe ball. You can see she's hitting it to the left, where there's a hole in the block, but there's a defender there, but it's just too strong and too steep.
Well, we could see what was coming, but Brazilian players were camped out on the sidelines for that big spike from Zhu Ting. Instead, goes off pace with success.
Precision, finesse.
Second time she's used that in this set from that rotation. Wonderful. Ade back on hand through the middle. And Brazil doing exactly what they want to do here, just keep the score moving to 25. If they score any points off the serve, it's a bonus. That'll do for China.
Sort of throw down.
You have to be a little bit careful, don't you, with that? You can't grab hold of the ball and throw it. Still has to be a tip, so to speak.
Yeah, it looks like the Brazilian players might be arguing that a bit, but that's a ref call. There's nothing they can do.
Yes, the right side of the line on that one for Yuan.
There you go, middle blocker's ready.
And Brazil get another go. Amanda again, and a free net. China read it wrong, didn't realise it was going back to the wing spiker, and Amanda puts it away.
Oh, sensational, down the line, just right past the blocker, no defender. Super swing.
Second setter, Monique in. But in for Ade. So effectively, we've got a couple of setters out there now. So Monique is on to serve and defend. Big swing. Heavy hit from Yuan on that slide. China trying to stay competitive here, but a lot of points to find still.
Super swing. She took it so high and inside. Great snap.
Over pass. Brazil still have to be careful here. No surprise to see Zé Roberto. It's almost autopilot for him. But back end of the set, danger, timeout. So Monique was the backup setter. My apologies, she's not. She's an outside hitter. Macris is the backup setter. Haven't seen anything of her in the game so far today. Chinese players look like they fancy this still. 4 points to find. Yuan demanding ever greater efforts from her teammates. Zhu Ting will be in the back line for the next 3 rotations. Maybe it doesn't matter with blocking like that.
Super block.
Monster block from China. Zhu Ting to serve again. 3 points, 4 points in it. 3 points in it even. We're there. Another block. And real problems now for Brazil because China are on a roll and they are stuck on this rotation.
There we go. Super block from the middle. As we said before, sometimes when the setter is the front row, that'll be the attacking target in the block. But this time, she went for the hands of Yuan, and that's never a good idea. She's a wall.
Roberta's back line, so there are 3 attackers to pick from, and she picks the right one this time. Tandara gets it sorted out. Good set as well, nice extension. Getting on to the reverse. Too quick for the blockers. 2 points for Brazil to find, and a little bit like the last set, they've just tightened up with the line in sight. Good pass, beautiful attack. Another flowing kill from Yuan.
And that's the thing, as soon as they can get their pass under control, they give the setter those kind of options to get her middle involved, to make the blockers on the other side do a little bit more work.
Overpass is put away. Well, we talked about a twist in the tail in set 2. And this might be the biggest twist of all here if China can rescue the situation.
They're feeding off the energy from the crowd. You can see a complete change in all of their faces. They believe they can take this set, and if they do, that could be a change for the whole game.
1 point in it. Brazil had this set, they had this match under complete control. 6-point advantage, reduced to 4. And then this latest run, taking it back to just 1 single point. But the advantage, bizarrely, still remains with Brazil. If they make the side out here, then they will get the first shot at a match point. To follow, they will get another attack to put it away if they can't win it on their own serve. So this next point, massive for Brazil and for China. Yuan is buzzing. She's playing really well.
Yeah, a couple of awesome blocks in a row.
Good pass from Gabby. Goes to Tandara. Backline offense. And she has drilled that into the backcourt and well inside the baseline.
That's been her go-to this set. She's absolutely scoring from the pipe.
Match point arrives. They're going to get 2 goes at it, Brazil. First go they're going to have with Carroll on court for the block. So no setter out there at the moment for Brazil. This is just all about the block. Zhu Ting in the back line for China. I wonder if Amanda's going to go and try and serve at the number 2. She had no, she's missed her and gone to 6 instead. It's a free ball. Brazil then. Oh, making a complete mess of it. Gabby still puts it away, and Brazil fly through to the semi-finals here at the VNL finals in Nanjing with a commanding performance and yet to drop a set here in China. Well, they had their moments, but that was another really good performance from the South Americans.
Yeah, they were on fire. They were ready to play from the very first point. I think they were expecting a much stronger battle from the Chinese, but they looked comfortable. They just sort of slid their way through all 3 of those sets till the very end. Bit of pressure, but they held on.
Quiet day for Zhu Ting. 36 points against the Netherlands, just 13 today against Brazil. And even with the best efforts of the rest of the team, China just not able to mount a really consistent challenge against their opponents today. For Brazil, Gabby, another 14-point day for her. Tandara with 19 points, the main contributors, but Ade and Amanda and Ana Beatriz all coming in with solid scores. And this is the last spike from Gabby through the seam. That will get the job done pretty much all the time. 25-20, 25-22, 25-22. It was a really good encounter. But it's Brazil that take Pool A to end our fantastic Friday here in Nanjing. Well, 2 super matches today, Kira, but definitely not the scorelines we were expecting.
No, absolutely not. I thought both times they were going to be 5-setters, because at this level, it's great volleyball. It really is, and it's so fun to watch. but it just came down to a couple of points at the end.
From a neutral point of view, and also from the Chinese crowd's point of view, we were robbed any more great volleyball because Brazil managed to terminate it in the regulation 3 sets, but that was looking a little tight at the end.
Yeah, and I think that out of rotation call in the second set is still going to sting a little bit for the Chinese.
Yes, once again, a couple of key points, a couple of key moments in that set. In terms of the highlights, plenty of them. Well, match points come in all shapes and sizes, and this one took our VNL ribbon all over the screen until it was finally delivered to Gabby for that sensational kill. So that's how they sign off. Not sure that's going to fit on a medal on Sunday for the finals. That's what's going to happen, and Engraver's going to stick that on as a memento of the final point of this inaugural VNL. Nice idea. Now Brazil 75 to 64. You get that lower scoring ratio when you have a match that finishes over just the 3 sets, but the volume of spikes put away by both teams indicates that that was a very good side-out encounter.
Yeah, definitely. There was a lot of defense from both sides, giving the attackers a lot of opportunity to hit.
So USA, China, Brazil and Turkey are our top 4. And we say goodbye to Serbia and the Netherlands. A little bit of a surprise for Serbia because they were looking very strong indeed. And that's how the groups finish. So in terms of our crossover, Brazil win in Pool A, USA win in Pool B. And that means that Brazil will face Turkey, China will face the USA. And time now to hear from the Brazilian captain, Roberta, down there courtside.
First of all, congratulations, Roberta.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Now, you guys from beginning to end dominated. How did you take control so quickly?
We came for this game. You know, this is a hard game. China, for me, is one of the best of the teams. So we have to keep in mind clear and know what we have to do all the time. We know that today we have to serve it so too good to take out Zhu Ting from the game and the middle. So I think we play very good today, very strong and fight all the time. This is good.
Now, you said you had to keep your mind clear. How do you keep your mind clear in such a China atmosphere? They're so rooting for China. How do you keep your mind clear?
I don't know. For me, it's good. I prefer get inside the quarter with a stadium like this. It's a good for play like this. I think we know what we have to do. I study a lot this team, so I don't know. I prefer like this, and everybody yelling. Even it's not for us, but I prefer. It's good.
A good atmosphere either way, whichever team it's for. Now, a great match here. How do you reset and get your minds focused on Turkey tomorrow?
Yes, this championship is very long, and we have always every day one game. So we make happy today for this game, but already you have to turn off this button and turn on another one and start to think in Turkey and start to study. We make happy for this game, how our attitude is growing up in the competition. So stay happy, but now we're going to rest and I think in Turkey, and it's not time for make too much happy.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing you back out there tomorrow. Congratulations, and we'll see you in the semis.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Yes, indeed. Well done, Roberta. Great interview. I love it. Throw a few mental switches to get your brain in gear for what's coming up. And there we go. Confirmation of the semi-final lineups. And Kira, plenty to look forward to.
Yeah, Brazil's going to take on Turkey, then USA versus China. And I think Roberta said it right. They just need to switch their heads off from this game, whether they lost, whether they won. All those 4 teams have a new challenge tomorrow. And that's what they're going to be looking forward to.
And we certainly will be looking forward to another great day of volleyball with the semi-finals on Saturday. That's all, though, from our last day of pool play. And as we said, it's all about the top 4 as we head into tomorrow's semis. And just that final confirmation, USA-China coming up. That's the second match of the day, but we start our coverage tomorrow with Brazil versus Turkey. And I hope you can join us for that. But now, from the Volleyball Nations League finals, it's goodbye. Thanks for watching, and thank you for being part of the game.